Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth to rule well. And I will say Shalom to Akim and Aquat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Some of These Mites Know What the Mark Is. Why don't you, Jake? Alright, so some of these mites know what the mark is. Why don't you, Jake? Of course, you know, mites being an incognito term for the Edomites. They don't really like it too much when we put their name in the titles. They don't really like Edomites or Edom, alright, or Esau. Alright, so we got to resort to other terms. Sometimes I use mites. Sometimes I say Idumeans. Alright, so sometimes I just put you know, as some of the other brothers do. So you got to be creative. But, you know, so some of these mites, some of these Edomites, know what the mark is, the mark of the beast. All right, why don't you, Jake? Why don't you, Jake? All right, and this is a testimony, really, all right, of an occurrence that happened yesterday at work, all right, at the plantation, all right, and we can get the definition of testimony up here, so in case you didn't know, can, you know, provide some insight.
Testimony.
All right.
Testimony.
So, testimony. It says a formal written or spoken statement, especially one given in a court of law. All right, and the second one says evidence or proof provided by the existence or appearance of something. And then you also have the third one, a public recounting of a religious conversion or experience, which, I mean, it's kind of two and three and one as well, you know. So really a testimony, all right, of what went down yesterday. All right, so without any further ado, I'm just going to tell you what went down. Let me grab a drink real quick. All right, so yesterday at work, probably, you know, I don't know, a good half, all right, later end of the half of, you know, my shift. These two Edomites, this Edomite couple came in. Older, you know, probably 50s, you know, mid 50s, all right, probably at most. They could be 60s for all I know, who knows. Edomites don't really hold their age too well. But I'm just taking a guess, all right? But that's besides the point. Anyway, they came in. The guy needed to update his credit card info, all right, for our system. So basically, you know, we were running it through the system. We have to do it a certain way, all right? So I'm like, all right. So, you know, I'm pulling up all of his info, and I'm asking him, you know, because I need the accounts and, you know, certain things like that. I'm not going to give away too much, you know, don't need people knowing where I work. But anyway, he's updating, you know, certain info. And I said, okay, well, I need this, that, and the other. And, you know, he's digging through his phone and trying to find this information. And he's like, God damn it, you know, he's struggling. All right, and he makes a comment, all right? And the comment kind of sat in me after he left. And I said, you know what, I should make a lesson about this. But, you know, him and his wife both made a comment because he was, you know, struggling to find the stuff. And he says, gee, sure would be nice if they turned on that 5G and, you know, and then we could have the chips on our forehead. And he laughed about it, all right? He was laughing about it, and I said, okay, well, maybe, you know, this guy, hey, see, so instantly I thought, well, this guy knows. See, this guy knows, you know, these people know. And then his wife looked at him and said, whatever his name was, I think she said his name, what if it's Harold? She's like, Harold, now, wouldn't they just put it in your hand? Wouldn't they just put the chip in your hand? I don't know if she said chip or what exactly she said, but she, like, pointed to her wrist hand area, all right, exactly, you know, either forehead or, you know, in the hand, all right? And so, and while I was thinking, all right, I think they were joking around, but no, people, they'll more than likely get it. They'll more than likely get the mark, all right? But that shows you that, you know, some of these Edomites know, but, you know, there's Jake out here that refuse to acknowledge, all right, that they're going to be chipping people. All right, they ain't going to chip nobody. Yes, they are, all right? Some of these Edomites even know, man. Some of these Edomites know, and that's a damn shame when you got Edomites that know, but here you are, all right, the people that can actually, you know, receive this gospel, all right? You don't know a goddamn thing. All right, a lot of you Jake are just through. A lot of you Jake don't know shit. All right? So like you. So, you know, and they said it in a joking manner, all right? And I was like, they're more than likely Republican or some sort. All right, of course, you know, us and this truth. All right, we don't vote or nothing like that, all right? Personally, I believe, like, you know, back in the world, you know, I sided more with, you know, Republican. And, you know, Republican views make more sense to me, but they're all just they're all just puppets, all All right, but then even you got the brothers in this truth to talk about the Democrats, because the Democrats, they're like, Republicans are bad too. Don't get me wrong, they're both they're basically the same gang, just different colors. All right, but the Democrats, they're the ones that the elites are using to push like a lot of crazy, wicked stuff, abortions and Moism, all right, and the transgender, all that stuff. All right, so we ain't really down with them. We're not down with Republicans either, old leathery ass, wrinkled up white folk. So we're not down with them either. In the world, we might have been down with one side or the other, but here in the truth, the only side we care about is the Lord's side. All right, regardless of whose views we might have, a couple more views that lean Republican. All right, it doesn't really matter. All right, it doesn't really matter at that point, because whose opinion really matters is the Lord's. So anyway, but these people, I had to get that out there, because we were talking, these people Republican, not bashing on Republican or whoever. All right, they're all dumb. All right, if you're voting, you're not going to get what you want. All right, because it's all rigged. But so I made a joke, because I said, okay, these guys are more than likely Republican. Bear with me 1 minute. Jeez. All right, it's allergy season for some folks. All right, so me, not really. I don't really get the sniffles, but the phlegm has been fucking crazy lately, man. Get that fucking phlegm. God damn. I gotta make sure I have a drink and shit all the time. I'm always thirsty anyway, so hey. Anyway, I made a joke to these. I didn't really make a joke. It was kind of a joke. I basically just wanted to see their stance, and basically I did find out that they're just some Republicans, because I said they were talking about it, and I said yep, something Bill Gates, right? And then they laughed and like yep exactly. So they more than likely they're on the Republican side. They know about the Bill Gates and the Hillary and all that stuff, and so they have a little bit of it. They're a little bit in the know. They don't know anything spiritual, but they know about some of the stuff. Like probably they probably believe in like the global reset, all that stuff. All right, because there's some Edomites that know about that stuff. They don't know the spiritual side of it, but they'll tell you about CBDCs, and they'll tell you about the global reset and elites and certain things like that. There's certain Edomites that know these things. All right, there are lower level Edomites that don't really know that they're the ones ruling it in the first place. All right, because the elites have everybody under them. All right, these Edomites living in the trailer trash. All right, they don't know some of these things that the elites know. All right, so some of these Edomites might not know that they're the Edomites. All right, but some of these Edomites do know that they're the Edomites. But hey, so some of these mites know what the mark is. Why don't you, Jake? This shows you, man. And this isn't the first occurrence that this has ever happened. All right, this is the first time it's happened in my work, of course. But you had a while back ago, Elder Manatazat out of the GMS South Carolina camp. All right, the elder down at that camp. When he was doing walk-in talks. All right, I think shortly before the pandemic or during, somewhere around that time. All right, I think it was during, because he was going asking people about the jabroni, okay, about the shot, and I'm not going to say anything about it, so you can't take my video down, because all I'm doing is just mentioning it. All right, he was asking people, all right, about the vaccine and so on and so forth, all right, and and further in that video, he was asking people, do you know about the thing that's mentioned in Revelation 13 and verse 16. All right, through 17, and people were saying, yeah, it's the RF to the I to the D. All right, they got a group of Edomites, I believe they said it. All right, sitting around there in a little bar area, and they said it. So some of these Edomites know what it is. Why don't you, Jake? Why don't you? And Jake just really dumb, man. Jake just really dumb. The other day, here's another story, because I'm not gonna go on a lesson on it, because the shit was stupid. I had some Israelites, all right, come into my workplace the other day. All right, and we're hanging out. All right, again, not gonna give away my workplace is, but it's a place. There's places in there to hang out. It's a bunch of stuff. All right, there's a bunch of things you can do. All right, but anyway, they're hanging out, and loudly, uncircumspectly. All right, because they're sitting basically off to the left of where I am. Manning the post, so to speak, and they're sitting there chilling in some chairs, talking about how. From what I heard, I didn't hear it all, because I was listening to music at the time through one of my AirPods. But then I heard some Israelite conversation. I took my AirPod out. I said, okay, what's going on? What the fuck are these dudes talking about? Because first of all, the guy had his head wrapped all up. All right, the guy that was talking about it, and the guy next to him had a big ass afro. All right, the guy had his head wrapped all the way up. All right, and which is off because he was talking about scripture. Apparently, well, he was going off anyway. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But he was talking, from what I gathered in the conversation, loud. He was talking about, something about, the sex, the way that we know it now is not how it used to be in the Bible. It's you lay down unto. So when you lay down, you take a woman, you take someone. All right, that's how you get married. Married isn't going and getting married. It's when you lay down with one, which is correct. He says, and when it says he took Rebecca, and he was talking about that, I believe, when he said he took Rebecca. All right, so talking about that stuff, and then bugging out. From what I heard, now it could be incorrect, but it sounded pretty accurate to what I heard in my ear, with my own ear. All right, from what I could hear, he started mentioning something about the word sex being wicked or something along those lines, and the reason they chose the word sex is because the devil in the 3 6s. See, sex. See how it sounds like 666, sex. Yes. I shit ye not, brethren. All right, I shit ye not. That's what he was fucking talking about. And I said, what the fuck? This guy's a fucking bug out. So I didn't put my music back in. I kept listening. He was talking about, something about the Edomites and all that in there. And I told him he was leaving. I said, have a good day. And he looked at me with disgust. I'm like, you dumbass, you fucking dumbass, Jake. You probably don't even know I'm a Jake. All right, you probably don't even know I'm a Jake, you dumbass, because you're over here judging everybody by color. That's another reason why you shouldn't judge by color. Okay, that's another reason. Okay, because his dumbass over here thinking, oh, sex, has one part of the truth, and he's over there rambling, and more than likely that guy just woke up. Well, he's still kind of asleep, but more than likely he stumbled across, because it isn't GMS that's teaching that. He must have stumbled across one of these bug out camps. If you know who's teaching that sex shit, please let me know, because that's I've never heard of no camp teaching that shit. But hey, there's a lot of weird fringe off the bat, Israelite groups out there that just come up. Don't pay no mind to the apostles and elders that have, paved their way, that have taught the truth, the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but instead they just, I'm gonna do my own thing, and they go out and now they're teaching sex. What the fuck is that shit, man? All right, now you Jake don't got it, man. A lot of you Jake bugged out. Here there are Edomites that know what the mark is. You're over here talking sex. And that guy could have known what the mark is, but this, and that's another thing, circumspect. Why the fuck are you talking that loud in public? I could hear everything you said. What if I had been an agent? That's what I was thinking. When I was standing at that counter, I was thinking, these guys. Then this is why you got to be careful in why you're out and about, Jake. What if someone passing by? What if that person at Sprouts or Walmart or GameStop or what else? What's some other places? Laundromat, all right, Barnes and Noble, all right, all these different places. What if someone working there is an agent or is like a double agent? You got to fucking, and for example, a long time ago, all right, not too long ago, a couple years ago, I used to work at another store. Again, not going to give you the location or name of the store. All right, a dude came in with some fringes on, man. I shit you not. All right, dude came on with some fringes, full garment. All right, I'm talking about like the garment the brothers wear, full garment, walking in, and I was fresh in the truth. So I asked him. He got afraid. He got afraid because he walked in. He was buying 2K or something. All right, well I kind of gave it away. I was a store that sells video games. How about that? There's many. Walmart's, GameStops, and Best Buy, everywhere. Choose one. I may have worked at one of those. All right, so he comes in and I ask and I say, what camp you with? And his eyes got big as hell. And he's like, huh? And then he said something of Tribe of Zion or something like that, or something of Zion or something. I looked, I never found him. There's other Zion camps, but that wasn't the one. Lions of Zion or something. Not Lions of Zion. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember I've looked it up plenty of times. I never found anything on it. All right, apparently they're here, so I've never found anything about him. But he looked, his eyes got all bright, like he was a deer in the cross, like in the middle, about to get hit by a truck with the horn blaring and the lights going. He was froze like a deer. I'm like, well, Jake, that's why you don't. He was like, what? He didn't say anything, but you could tell in his eyes. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, you're walking in with a goddamn garment, man. So, and I asked him. I said, hey, what camp you from? And he said, oh, and his eyes got wide, and he told me, and I was like, oh, okay. I can't remember what I said after that, But, you know, he left after that. He took his game, he left. But I was like, hey, man, see, you know, and I shouldn't have said nothing because, you know, you got to hold your tongue. I was earlier in the truth at that point. So, you know, how it is, you have that, you know, that want on you. And that's how the guy at the chilling right next to me talking about, you can tell he most likely just recently woke up because that's what happens. You talk loudly and you're all excited to tell all your friends and talk about it in public. Really, you can use, you know, you can talk about certain things in public in an incognito mode, but don't be going around talking about, oh yeah, did you know the Edomites and the white folk and all these blah, blah. You can talk about certain things incognito, all right? Certain things that people might not know, all right? But, you know, like so deep things, and don't be having the full conversation. If you had in a car, you can finish a few things up, and then, but generally, don't be walking around at Walmart talking about, yeah, did you know the Edomites? Yeah, the Edomites, you know, the Caucasians, you know, they're actually really the white people, yeah. And here you are walking through a place with a bunch of white people. You're making yourself a target, Jake. But anyway, I had to get that out. Kind of not, you know, according to this lesson, but it shows you, man. Jake in a weird ass state, man. Jake in a weird ass state, okay? A weird ass state. So there you go, man. So some of these mites know what the mark is. Why don't you, Jake? Because you're too busy learning about sex. Or where is that from? Where is that from? You know, I've never heard that. I've never heard that from IUIC. I've never heard that from ISUPK. I've never heard that from WFI. I've never heard that from what is it? What is it? Something of what's their name? So many of these weirdo camps out here. What is it? They're the ones with Yahweh in the name, unfortunately. God damn it, what's their name? I don't know. I'm scrolling. I'm not gonna find them. I'm not subscribed to them. I only subscribe to GMS or you know, the GMS brothers, or you know, people that teach the same doctrine. What is their name? It's not. It's One Body in Yahweh. There you go. One Body. I've never heard it at One Body. All right. I've never heard it at I don't know what other camps, you know, IUIC, ISUPK, One Body. I've never heard it in WFI. I've never heard it in BHI. I've never heard it in any of these places. All right, I don't even think Adam Abbott teaches that. I don't know where he's necessarily from, but I don't know where this guy got these things, you know. But there are there's these weird groups. There's these weird groups, man, that pop up sometimes, and you know, like those weird, you know, Israelite groups. He could be watching one of those, like that bug out chicken. All right, that bugged out chick sitting there with, you know, the Savior's name written on her head in Yiddish. All right, the Yiddish translation, not even Paleo Hebrew. All right, with her boyfriend, husband. All right, sitting there banging a stick. Ugh. That stuff. If you remember that shit was fucking off. All right, he could be watching some group like that for all I know. All right, because I've never heard nothing like that. All right, if you brothers and sisters know, just if you're a brother, you can give me a detailed description. If you're a sister, you know, you really ain't supposed to be talking on the comment board. But if you do know, just put the name of the camp and that's it. All right, so because not that I just want to know, so I know who I'm. If I ever hear this shit again, I'm like, okay, that's some them people stuff. All right, but anyway, we've rambled. So some of these mites know what the mark is, Jake, but why don't you? All right, why don't you? Because what are you doing? You're too busy learning how to roll up Black and Milds, all right, to roll the best blunt ever, all right, you know, learning how to lay down the best pipe, all right, and doing all this shit. All right, here you are doing all this, but you know, you don't even know what the mark is. All right, no, there ain't no mark. There ain't no mark. All right. All right, they ain't gonna chip nobody. All right, so we in June ain't no microchip. All right, so in that state, man, you're in that mode. All right, so there's Edomites that know. So that's damn shame when somebody that doesn't know nothing knows more than you. When someone that doesn't know nothing knows more than you, that's got to tell you, man. You must not know shit then if someone that knows nothing knows more than you. God damn. Anyway, let's get Revelation 13:16. Read the prophecy, and this will happen. By the way, this is not something that might happen. All right, it's not something that already happened. This is something that will happen. All right, soon. All right, maybe not this year, like Apostle Ramallah was saying in a recent video. It's not looking like we're gonna get out this year, as Apostle Ramallah said. All right, it's not looking like it because they're kind of, you know, beating around the bush with the, you know, this final prophecy, the mark. All right, they're kind of establishing the foundation for it first. All right, with the digital currency. all right, with the CBDC, all right, and they say that might roll out in 3 months. And with all that stuff, you know, and they say when they have videos of the people, I'm not talking about the apostles and the prophets. I'm talking about when you see videos of these people like Redacted, all right, or these other groups of people, or even the news channels, all right, saying, oh, it's going to be 3 months before it rolls out. Don't necessarily believe that it's going to be 3 months before they roll out. They're not going to tell. These Edomites aren't going to tell you their plan. They're going to tell you incognito, but it could roll out before 3 months. It could roll out way longer than 3 months, all right? You got to realize the grand scale of things, all right? We're hoping to get out of here soon, all right? But, they could slack on it for another year or two, all right? Lord willing, they don't, but they could, all right? You got to be patient and wait for the Lord, okay? Don't try to rush things, all right? So they're not going to tell you, we're going to do this and then we're going to take all the money away. They're not going to. No, it's going to happen one day, all right? It's going to happen one day when you're unaware, just like the bank crash in Silicon Valley, all right? It's going to happen and you're like, oh, shit. There was no warning. All right, it just happened. One day it's like, oh, okay, Silicon Valley bank crashed. Okay, goddamn. Okay, that's how it's gonna happen. The same thing with like the demic. All right, one day everything's fine. Oh yeah, it's that little thing from China, whatever. Haha, boom, stay in your house. Don't fucking leave. All right, only if you're what is it? What was the word? What they used to call it? If you're a mandatory worker, what is it? A fucking they had a name for it. I can't remember the fucking shit. All these fucking terms. But, a mandatory worker because you're an essential business, all right? Because you're essential business. You're an essential worker. You need to go there and do that. All right, all that stuff. All right, it just happened one day. Boom. So what makes you think they're going to give you free warning? One day it's going to be like, boom, okay, yes. So, and it'll probably start gradually. There's so many ways it could go, Jake. All right, that's why you got to pay attention to the right thing. Pay attention to the right thing, all right? Don't get, because a lot of these people get sidetracked. And I'm not saying, 3 months. It could be 3 months. It could not be 3 months. But don't get your heart set on 3 months. We don't really deal with dates here, all right, in this truth, all right? We don't really deal with dates, next month at 5. None of that, because the Lord said he wasn't going to give, he was going to give signs. He never gave a date. Or anything. We got to look for the signs. All right, we see the signs, but we can't say it's going to happen next week. We can't say it's going to happen 3 months from now. We can't say it's going to happen 5 months from now. We can say it's going to happen soon, all right? We can say it's hopefully we get out this year. Hopefully we get out next year. We can say things like that. Hopefully we always say hopefully this year, all right? We always want it to be this year that we get out so we don't have to go through the shit that's coming next year, right? But anyway, man. So we deal with prophecy, all right? We deal with, because the Lord said, I shall give these things, as a sign, all right? Look at these things. When you see these things, wars, rumors of wars, so on and so forth. That's how you know when the end's coming. So what are those? Prophecies. So we're waiting for prophecies. What's one of the prophecies? Revelation 13 and 16. We're waiting for these things, all right? We're waiting for these things. We're seeing them in small levels, but the prophecy hasn't unfolded yet. All right, we're seeing the RFID chips. All right, we're seeing them that they're manufacturing and people are getting them implanted. Yes, but there has not come a time yet. All right, where Esau says, all right, you got to line up and get these, or you're not going to be able to buy anything. You're not going to be able to sell. All right, we don't have it. All right, I don't have it. All right, yet yesterday I went to the store and bought some things. All right, the brothers don't have it yet. Today or yesterday they probably went to the store and bought some things. Okay, so it's not coming to the time where you have to have that to be able to buy or sell, but we're supposed to be waiting on that prophecy. All right, that's what we're supposed to be worried about. And you Jakes, you're out, trying to how to lay down the best pipe, how to roll the best blunt ever, how to grow the best wheat, all these things. You're not worried about the prophecy, man. And we're supposed to be occupied in prophecy. Before I grab the prophecy, be occupied in prophecy. King James Version. Let's get it. This is Ecclesiastes 39. I don't think I got this one. No, we surely didn't. So we're going to read it, Lord willing. Ecclesiastes 39:1. It says, Ecclesiastes 39:1, also known as Sirach. If you're wondering why this isn't in your Bible, it's because it's in the Apocrypha. All right, a little red book, King James Version Apocrypha that you can buy. All right, at Barnes & Noble. All right, or online. All right, if you want it today, you can. They more than likely have it at Barnes & Noble. That's where I bought mine. All right, or you can get the 1611, which guess what? They also sell at Barnes & Noble if there's a Barnes & Noble near you. That's where I got mine. That's where I got my Apocrypha because I had a Bible that was given to me, all right, by my wife. All right, King James Version. It's a really good one. And then I added on a King James Version Apocrypha. All right, and then You know, because at the time I wasn't doing so well on money. I was at a really shit job, and I couldn't afford to get the King James, the 1611. It was like $40 or something like that. I got mine when it was on sale. I think it was like $20 recently. All right, went on sale my 1611. What's the one that all the brothers got? You know, the one by let me see. It's by Hendrickson Bibles. All right, the standard brown 1611. You know, so you can get it in that. So it's either going to be in your red Apocrypha. All right, I think they also made black ones back in the day. All right, I think that's by I don't know who makes the black one. I know Cambridge makes the red one, or you can use your 1611. So it's not going to be in your regular. If it's just a King James Version Bible, it's not going to be in there. All right, it's going to be in the Apocrypha by itself. All right, the King James Version Apocrypha or in the 1611. All right, and the 1611 is the King James Version. It's just it has the stuff that they removed from the regular Bible. So before you go on and say, "Oh, it's Ecclesiastes, that's not the Bible. That's in a different book." No, it's in a book that was originally the original Bible, 1611, the King James Version. All right, it was in there before they took it out. All right, so if you're wondering where it is, that's where it's at. But Ecclesiastes 39:1 says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies." Okay? Read it again. "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof," Salakia, "will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies." And that's what we're supposed to be doing. All right, we're supposed to be occupied in prophecies. Carrying on to verse 2, it says, "He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also." All right. In verse 3, it says, "He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables." Verse 4, "He shall serve among great men, and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and the evil among men." It says, "He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer, and make supplication for his sins." So there you go. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is being occupied in prophecy. Occupied in prophecy. So if you're occupied in prophecy, what does that mean? Waiting for the prophecies, looking for the prophecies. All right, so, "Oh, look, that person's saying, oh, they're talking about the mark. Wow, check that out. You know, hey, I better make a lesson about that." All right, or, you know, I'm not bigging myself up. I'm just saying certain things like that. You see certain thing, you know, you see a door, you know, you can, you know, the smallest things that you think is small, you can make a lesson on. All right. For example, I made a lesson on, again, not bigging myself up. Brothers have done this as well. I know. I don't know if it was a brother or if it was a video that a brother made a lesson on. I don't know if it was the brother that actually filmed it, but there was a video of someone, you know, at their grandma's place required a tag to get into the building. All right, in and out of the building. All right. So, you know, you can make a video on that. You know, it seems small. That's not the hard mark to be. Yeah, but that can be transferred over. All right, it's just like when I made a video. I was at a store. I was at a Savers, all right, thrift store. All right, I'll tell you where it was. There's millions of Savers. But I was at a Savers, and apparently, all right, I don't know if it's all Savers, but the one I go to, the employees scan their palms in on this biometric vein scanner or whatever the fuck they call them. Okay, and it reads and I'm like, hey man, that's crazy. Because you know what that's going to be. That's going to be switched over to, you know, they scan their wrist. Because I saw them scan their wrist. Well, my wife was originally the one that saw it. And I was like, what the, you know, and she said, oh, they're scanning the hand. I'm like, what the fuck? They're scanning the hand? Because it's kind of hidden behind the register. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy, man. It's crazy. You can look up vein scanner. That's what they have. You put your palm in it, and you have to do a background check and everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you can put lessons on that, you know, be occupied in prophecy, saying, hey, man, look, all it takes is from them to switch that over. It's reading veins, now it's reading chips. All right, it's the same thing, you know. Certain places you see things like, yeah, that's going to be switched over to be the chip. All right, certain thing, you know, the Amazon Go or whatever they call it, where you have to scan a QR code. That's going to be a chip instead of QR code soon. Okay, but hey, you know, and the Lord sent people to tell you, all right, hey, about the mark of the beast. All right, this is what it is. It's the RFID chip. All right, they're going to put it in your forehead and they're going to put it in your hand. But none of you ever listen. None of you ever listen. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and get the scripture so you cannot listen to it, all right? And the people that will listen to it, the diligent brothers and sisters, they'll listen to it and hear it. So, you know, this is probably going to be pretty boring for you. But Revelation 13 and 16 reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads. And that's like, hey, that's crazy, because that's what the guy said at first. He said, the forehead, the 5G in the forehead, I could just beam it to you, or whatever he said, something along those lines. I don't have the best memory, but he said something about, too bad we don't have the 5G and the chip in my forehead, basically make it easier to process, because then you could just transfer all of his information in. And he's joking, but he'll more than likely get it. All right, and his wife said, no, weren't they more than likely put it in your hand? Okay, so, and there it says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So they know. Why don't you, Jake? Says 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, that man being Esau, Edom, and his number is 666. Oh, see, it's sex. No, calm down, Jake. Calm down, all right? We know you're riled up over here. Just calm it down, all right? You're being a little crazy, all right? But hey, in 17, so this shows you, is it sin? When am I going to be able to buy something with sin? How are you going to buy something with sin, all right? Because it says, and no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Well, it can't be sin, because we've sinned. Why can't we buy none? Why can't I go buy a new flat screen TV with sin? All right. Why can't I get a PlayStation 5 and pay with sin? I'd like this PlayStation 5, please. That'd be $500. Okay. Oh, see, I'd like to pay for it with sin. All right. Here, let me go and sin real quick. Here, let me go outside and smoke this joint. That's gonna be a sin. I'll come back in, and how many joints I gotta smoke to pay for this? No, that's not. Nobody's doing that. Sin, Mark of the Beast isn't fucking sin. All right, Jake. That doesn't even make any sense. It's not sleeping with a white woman. All right. How many white women do you have to sleep with to get a brand new TV? All right. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the white woman limit? All right. If we're buying and selling with the mark of the beast, and the mark of the beast is sleeping with white women, all right, then how many white women I gotta sleep with to get this 4K LED TV? All right, this OLED TV. How many white women? 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and in the same vein, what about for women? Do they have to sleep with white men? Is that how that works? This shit don't make no sense, because that's not how it works. It's an RFID chip. It fits the prophecy. All right, it fits exactly. All right, and if you go to the word, all right, the mark, all right, it goes back to the word kragma. All right, so which literally means engraven. All right, physical thing. It's not a spiritual mark. It's not sin. It's not sleeping with white women. It's not Sunday worship, because there's a lot of churches out there. You can look that up on the line. Apparently, there's a lot of churches that do Sunday worship. Yeah, so what? If you worship on Sunday, everything's free now? What the hell? You people don't got it, man. And some of you, Jake, are trailing off and going with that bug out shit. That whole white woman sleeping with white woman, that's the mark of the beast. That comes from a camp. All right, I can't remember what camp it's from. All right, but that comes from a camp. All right, so, and that's you, Jake. So here you are thinking that you Jake, man. These Edomites know, all right, about the chip that's gonna go in your skin. All right, but you don't got it, Jake. You're thinking, oh no, we ain't gonna got no chips. There ain't gonna be no chips. All right, whatever, So hey, keep on believing what you believe, Jake. We'll keep on believing what we believe, because your belief is gonna get you to a quick grave. And, the apostles and elders, the Lord have sent these men, and they've been preaching about it for years and years and years and years and years. All right, but here you are. You don't get it. You never listen, Jake. Jeremiah 25:4. Let's go and get it. Jeremiah 25 and verse 4. Okay, it reads, "Listen close, but you won't, because you don't listen, Jake." That's actually what the scripture's detailing. It says, Jeremiah 25:4, "And the Lord hath sent unto you all his servants, the prophets." The Lord sent prophets. The Lord sent men. You're just a man. You're not the Lord. The Lord sent men, dummy. All right. The Lord sent men, the prophets. All right. Rising early and sending them, but ye have not hearkened, nor inclined your ear to hear. I only listen to the Lord. Well, he sent you the prophets, but you're not listening to him. All right. I know, I only listen to the Lord himself. Well, the Lord is speaking through these men, but you didn't want to listen, dummy. All right. It says, they said, turn ye again now every one from his evil way, and from the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that the Lord hath given unto you, and your fathers forever and ever. So they're saying, hey, stop doing this wickedness, Jake. Stop smoking. Stop doing the Black and Mild. Stop doing the Swisher Sweet roll-ups with the blunt in it, with the gas up in it, all right, with the blue, the Blue Dream, the AK-47, all right, the strawberry cough, all right, the purple Urkel, all right, the gorilla, what is it, fucking, it's been a while, so it's been, a long time since I've smoked. It's been over 3 years, because I quit way before I actually, got in the truth. It's been about, I quit when I met my wife, so it's been about, 5 years or so since I touched some weed. All right. So, and do I miss it? Absolutely not, man. No. You want to know it? You can get more shit done if you're not fucking smoking that shit. All right, I used to be the biggest piehead ever. That's the other thing. Oh, I can't do it. You don't understand. You've never been through it. I used to smoke cigarettes, man. I used to smoke the Newports. I used to love Newports and Camel Crush. I like the Camel Crush because you could have a regular cigarette, you could pop them, and you could have a menthol. Because I like the menthols, of course, right? With Jake, we like menthols for whatever reason. All right, but I like, my favorite three were Camel Crush, all right, Marlboro menthols, and then Newports, all right, Newport 100s, light green pack. All right, and sometimes I'd smoke the cool wides. All right, so there you go. Why are you telling us that? Because you Jake act like we never did nothing before. You act like we don't know how hard it is. We quit that stuff. Well, you bet you never vaped. I vaped too. I quit smoking through vaping. All right, and then I went to nicotine. So I was addicted to nicotine too. So guess what? And the weed and all those stuff. We've been there. All right, but you know what the difference is between us and you is that we stopped doing the shit. We put it down. We just don't do it anymore. We see a pack of smokes, we don't touch them. See a joint, we don't touch it. I don't care if there's someone hands us a nugget of weed. We're gonna go, okay, well, that's nice. Most I'd do is I'd take a sniff of it and I don't know what I'd do with it then. Maybe throw it away. All right, I don't know what I would do with it. I don't have nothing to do with it. All right. Of course, you could, and weed in itself isn't bad. You can use it, medicinally, but you can't smoke it. All right. You can use it, brownies or certain things like that, not to just get high, but back pains and certain things like that put you to sleep. It helps with certain things like that. Personally, I don't use it. All right. I tried. All right. I tried, and I say it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years since I smoked weed. All right. When I was, I tried, taking an edible a while ago. I was in the truth. I said, and I heard the apostles talking about it. All right, the elders talking about it, and I have insomnia, and I tried it, and it just felt off. I tried it, and I just didn't feel right. I said, this don't really feel right for me to do. Not saying it's against if you people are doing it. I'm just saying it didn't feel like what I was doing was right. It felt weird in my spirit. So I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna do it. All right, I'll just deal with it. And the Lord will give you hells. All right, and then what I would do is I'd try to drink myself to sleep, and then I can't have alcohol now anyway. So I can't have alcohol at all. It fucks me up. So I just got to deal with it. All right. So and that's how it is. That's how we know we're not gonna get no perfect rest in this truth. But anyway, we kind of trailed off. But because Jake's full of excuses, man. All right, they don't want to listen. All right, they don't want to turn from their way. All right, that's the difference between me and you. All right, that that as that song does, and I don't fucking know. The song probably has filled with wicked lyrics, but that song, that lyric in general, that's the difference between us, man. All right, that's the difference is that you're still doing the stuff. We stopped. You have a chance, Jake. It's not that if the Lord's really dealing with you, you can stop smoking Black and Milds. You can stop smoking Newports. You can stop smoking weed and rolling up and blowing loud packs. You can stop doing cocaine and all these crazy things, man. You can stop if the Lord's dealing with you, all right, through the power of the Lord. But a lot of you people just don't want Him. All right, a lot of you people just don't want to stop. You want to continue to do it. All right, and the prophets have told you stop doing it, stop doing it, stop doing it, stop doing it. But you're still doing it, still doing it, still doing it, still doing it. All right, and that's the difference. All right, so man, hey, that's what you're busy with. You're busy with that. All right, you're preoccupied. You're in a preoccupied state. All right, and that's why some of these Edomites know, but you don't, Jake, because the Edomites. All right, some of them, not all of them, some of them know these things because they're just trying to see what the government's doing. All right, with this CBDC, you're gonna take my money away. America used to be great, now they're trying to take our money and get us chips in our foreheads. Some of these people. All right, there's some of them, not all of them, but and these Jakes, man. Meanwhile, you're out there, fucking rolling down the street, blowing loud. all right, blowing right by the prophets, all right, on the highways and byways, all right, scrolling right past the videos on YouTube, all right, jumping right over, what articles talking about the Hebrew Israelites. You don't care, all right. Someone says Hebrew Israelite, you plug your ears, you cover your eyes, all right. You don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear it. That's what you people have done, all right. As in verse 5, it says, this prophet said, turn ye again now everyone from his evil way, and from the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that the Lord hath given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever. And go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt. They said, don't do these things, and you'll be fine. Verse 7, yet ye have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord, that ye may provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own hurt. So you say, nah, I'm not going to listen. So guess what? You provoked the Lord to anger by your works, and you caused your own hurt, dumbass. All right, that's the thing. You just don't do it, or it's so hard. Just don't do it, man. Pray. Have a little bit more faith. You don't understand how hard it is to put down the Black and Milds. No, yes, I do understand. I do understand how it is. You want to know how I got? Well, I stopped smoking before I came to the truth. When I was in the truth, I was still using nicotine pouches, all right, nicotine gum, and certain things like that. Until a brother, the Lord, it was really the Lord, that had the brother put that lesson out. All right, talking about, if you're in this truth and you're still, a slave to a substance, you're not really fully in this truth, because, you're not really free. And I said, you're right. And I was like, man, it's going to be so hard to try to stop. And I was trying to stop. And I really just prayed. I said, I don't remember what I said to the Lord, but you pray to the Lord, say, look, I'm really struggling with this. I need you to help me get these demons off me and free me from this addiction. And guess what? I'm not addicted to anything anymore. All right. I'm not addicted to caffeine. All right. Cause I can't, same thing with alcohol. I can't have caffeine anymore. Something happened. The Lord didn't want me to have it. I can't have caffeine or alcohol anymore. It messes me up. Makes me feel like I'm sick. Makes me literally feel like I have a flu and like somebody punched me in the goddamn face. It doesn't feel good anymore, all right? And it's not like, oh, you just can't handle your alcohol. No, I used to be able to handle my alcohol. One day it just happened to where it just feels like I just got the shit beat out of me and I got a cold as soon as I drink it. I don't know what it is. Apparently, you can get, alcohol intolerance just randomly sets on. Same thing with caffeine. It can just happen. And hey, so I'm not addicted to any of those things. No caffeine. I might be a little addicted to junk food. All right, I'll admit that I'm not perfect. All right, I eat a lot of junk shit ass food that I shouldn't eat. All right, and that's a hard one. That's a hard one, man. It's a really hard one to do. All right, and all the food here is messed up anyway. But we could do better. I could be doing better. All right, I can admit that I could be doing better. All right, but hey, as far as the other addictions, all right, everybody has something that they're working on. All right, I could eat more salads. Personally, I could probably do with eating some more salads. All right, instead of eating more, what's something I'd be eating a lot? Fast food and shit. All right, pizzas and stuff like that. Donuts. All right, as there's a donut box as I look over, it's empty now, but But you see, you people don't listen to the Lord. You don't use the tools that the Lord gives you guys. All right. Here you have the prophets. That's a major tool. All right. The Lord sent those people. He speaks to those people, but you didn't want to listen to him. All right. He gave you prayer. You didn't want to use it. All right. He gave you repentance. You didn't want to use it. All right. He gave you fasting. You didn't want to use it. And then fasting, that's what we use in extreme circumstances. If you really need it, use it. If you've tried praying and all these things and begging the Lord and it didn't work, it might be time for a fast. It might be time for a fast. Personally, I don't fast all too much. All right. All too much. But if there was ever an occurrence where I felt like I really needed it, I would, because that is a tool. All right. That is a tool. If the Lord wouldn't have got me through the nicotine how it was, I was prepared. I said I might have to fast. All right, I might have to fast because I like to eat. So I was like, okay, I might have to, but let me pray to the Lord and see how it goes. And the addiction, boom, didn't need it. All right, it was rough. It was rough for like 2 days. And you know what the biggest thing was? It wasn't the craving nicotine. It was after eating. All right, I felt like I had to put the pouch in. All right, that's the biggest thing after eating. All right, so anyway, we're rambling now. Let's continue to move on. So we're just going to show you, and it got into a ramble, but you jakes don't use the opportunities that the Lord gives you. You don't listen to the men that the Lord sends you. You just don't listen. You're completely disobedient. All right, you're gone. All right, you don't believe. All right, you're all over the place, Jake. You don't use any of the tools that the Lord's giving you. You don't use the Bible. You don't use prayer. You don't use repentance. You don't use nothing. You don't use anything, man, because you just don't believe. You just don't believe, man. You don't believe. And unbelievers, hey man, it's not going to be good for the unbelievers. This is Romans 3:3. It says, "For what if some did not believe?" What if you don't believe? What if you, Jake, don't believe? What if you, I don't believe? So, okay, let's see what happens. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?" So, because if you believe, is that going to make everything the Lord does useless because you don't believe? Let's see. Verse 4, "Yahweh forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou might be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged." Okay, so what if you don't believe? It ain't gonna stop this truth. It ain't gonna stop the Lord. Okay, it ain't gonna do anything. But you Jake, you just don't got it, man. You Jakes just don't got it. You don't want to listen. You don't want to heed. You don't want to pay no attention. You don't want to pay no mind. You don't want to listen to rules or instructions. You don't want to pray. You don't want to repent. All right, you don't want to do what's right. All right, nothing, man. You Jake are just gone. And the people that don't know shit, all right, right now know certain things more than you, Jake. You're making Jake is in such a low state that they've made Esau look like Esau is fucking smart. Esau is dumb. They're dumb as a brick, man. And here you are, Jake, in such this low state doing all this dumb shit that you've made the white man look smart. He ain't smart. He's dumb. He's a base man. He's dumb. He's dumb as hell. But here you are, Jake. You've somehow put him into a position where he looks smart. All right, because of all the dumb shit you do. And don't say, "Oh, it's the media." Just like Chris Rock said, when you go to ATM at night, you're not looking over your shoulder for the media. All right? Try to play that shit, Jake. It's the media. It's the media. It's not the media. All right? And yes, there are times where the media is going to make you look bad because guess what? Who owns the media? The small hats. But guess what? You could at least do yourself a favor and not make, give them a little bit harder of a time by not doing so much dumb shit. They're going to try to make up some lies and say you do this or do that. But you don't even have to make up a lie when you got LaQuisha over here doing some dumb shit, knocking some white girl out at the gas station because she sneezed on her or something. Or Jake shooting someone over a bottle of mustard or some shit. You don't really have to make anything up at that point and say, well, we don't have to lie this week. Look what they're doing over there. Dumbasses. All right, look at those dumbass blacks. Look at those dumbass Latinos. Look at those Native Americans over there being drunk just like everybody knew they would. All right, give them a little bit of a harder time, Jake. God damn it, it's all of you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You always do dumb shit, and then they're making us look bad. And you're making yourself look bad, Jake. All right, if you just portrayed yourself as a little bit better of a character, all right, maybe just a little bit, you'd still be portrayed bad because we're in Esau Edom, or Esau Edom's world, right? Babylon the Great. But it'd give them a little bit less to work with. It would give them a little bit less to work with, all right? A fire is going to burn regardless, right? But if I go over there and I start throwing dry sticks and dry leaves and paper in it, the shit's going to get really hot, isn't it? So that's what you Jakes are doing. You're saying, "Here you go, massa. Here, I have some logs to throw on the fire." That's what you're doing, all right? And it's making you look worse because here are fucking milk crate challenge, all right? Just dumb shit, man. Dumb, all right? Jeremiah 5:20, it says, "Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass, and though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail, though they roar, yet can they not pass over it?" So do you not fear the Lord? You don't fear the Lord, do you? All right, you have the eyes, but you don't see. You have the ears, but you don't hear. All right, you're foolish, and you're without understanding. That's Jake. You're dumb. You're dumb. All right, our people are dumb. All right, well, hey, you shouldn't say that. That's wrong. You couldn't say that about the Lord's people. Well, we are the Lord's people, and guess what? Some of our people are fucking dumb. The Lord says it in the next scripture where he says, "Foolish people without understanding." What does foolish mean? Let's get foolish. What does it mean? Foolish. Oh, here we go. Foolish. Stupid, silly, idiotic, half-witted, witless, brainless, mindless, thoughtless, imprudent, unconscious, irresponsible, probably injudicious, all right, lacking good sense or judgment, unwise. Dumb, stupid, all right? And there's another script. Well, it could have been that one. There's another scripture we're going to get where it says sottish, all right? And that means resembling a drunkard, sot, stupid, dumb, all right? So, continuing on, in verse 23, it says, but this people, who? The Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But this people hath a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Rebellious. What does rebellious mean? All right, let's look it up. Rebellious. It says, to rebel, all right, to showing a desire to resist authority, control, or convention. You resist the Lord, all right? You don't listen to the Lord. You hate the Lord's authority. You don't want him to have I don't want to listen to the Lord. He says we can't smoke, all right? You don't want to listen to the Lord. You hate the Lord. You call the Lord all sorts of names, all right? So neither say they in their heart, continuing on, neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our power. You don't say, hey, we should stop. Actually, you know what we're doing is pretty bad. We should fear the Lord now. That's bad. They don't say that. It says, let us now fear the Lord our power that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in his season. He reserveth unto us appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you. So guess what, Jake? Your iniquities have turned away good things from you. All right, all these good things that the Lord set up for his people, your iniquities have stopped that. You've decided to be. You didn't really decide to be a 2/3, but you're going and doing 2/3 shit. So, and that's the state of our people, man. Our people are fucking destroyed. Our people are gone, man. They're gone. So, and you can see it. You can see the people, wandering through public, yelling everywhere you go, man. It's like a damn fucking disservice to see Jake now. All right, us as Jake, you get like fucking vexed even seeing Jake. You're like, oh God, black people, shit. You know how that is as people. Oh great. Look, it's a group of Israelites. Oh boy. What's gonna go down now? And that's all of our people, man. All of our people. We look at them. All right, you say, oh, you look white. You probably just hate our people because you white. Well, what about my wife? What about my wife's sister? All right, they happen to be in the truth. All right, what about that? What about that? When they look at things, they say, goddamn, these fucking Jake, man. Jake, they're gone. They're gone. They're through. I fucking hate being around Jake. Hell, my wife, for example. Sometimes I'll be at a store with a bunch of Jake. My wife will say, I don't even want to go in there. I can't even be around him. I can't even be around him. He's 2/3. I can't even be around him. I hate him. It's vexing me. All right, and so you can't say, oh, it's because you look white. Because my wife, she surely ain't white. All right, surely ain't white. She's a dark, not dark skin. She's medium brownish skin woman. All right, some people consider her light skin. All right, she's on the lighter skin side. All right, but not light skin where she's damn near white. All right, but there you go. Don't try to blame. It's just because you. No, I do, man. We brothers even say it, man. We get vexed when we see Jake now. All right, because it's not like you're seeing Jake in a good state. Like, hey, brother, how are you doing? Say, hey, man, how's it going? It's going good. No, you see, yo, what it is? Hey, D-Ray. Yo, blood. Yo, what up? Hey, you rolling through tonight, blood? Or, you see Puka. Hey, I say, ole, I say. And you're coming over. All that shit, dude. All that shit. We're and yelling. I was at the mall the other day, looking for clothes with my wife. And fucking Jake just yelling, hey, and just all across the shit being just ghetto. All right, yelling back and forth. One's on the other side of the sidewalk, outdoor. It was an outdoor outlet. One's yelling from the other side, across the street. What do you need? Just Jake, man. Just Jake. Being around him, it's like, goddamn. This shit's ridiculous. Our people are really through, and they're dumb. Jeremiah 4:22 reads, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. So there it is. It says foolish again. And they have not known me. What does that mean? They never knew the Lord? No, they knew, they've been separated from the Lord because their wickedness. All right. They've been cut off of the branch, but they can be grafted on if they come back in this truth, right? Again, they can be grafted on again. All right. You people that were never part of the tree, you can't be branched onto that tree, but grafted onto that tree. You're not even from that tree. Okay. So it says, they are sottish children. Sottish. Let's look up that word sot. Okay. A habitual drunkard. Drink habitually. Sottish. All right. Sots. All right. Drinking habitually. A foolish person. All right. So, and really it's not giving us the best definition here. But if I just look up sottish. Sottish says, sottish.
Sottish.
Resembling a sot. Drunken. Also, doltish, stupid. Okay? Doltish, stupid. So the Lord's saying our people are stupid. Okay? It says they are sottish children. They're dumb. They're stupid. All right? They're idiots. All right? And they have none understanding. They're dumb and they don't know anything. All right? They're dumb and they refuse to hearken to me. They're dumb and they refuse to acknowledge what's in this Bible that it was written for them. Okay? It was written for them. Okay? And here, let's continue on. It says, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Okay, so what can they do? They can tell you how to roll a blunt. All right, they can tell you how to chop up the coke and throw it with the baking soda and exactly what amount you need to be, to turn a profit. But they can't tell you, what the mark of the beast is. All right, they can't tell you, what the real name of the Lord is. All right, they can't tell you any of those things. But to do evil, they can tell you everything. They can tell you how to steal, how to get away with a robbery, how to steal a car and be okay. All right, all these certain things. How to cut it up. All right, this is how I do it, and this is how I flip drugs. See, I pack it up and I put it in these little bags, all right, little dime bags, and then I flip them that way. And then see, I get them for $5, but I sell them for $20. See that they can tell you all those things. They can tell you all those things. But they can't tell you the name of the Lord. All right, they can't tell you what tribe they're from. They can't tell you certain things. They can't tell you, basic scriptures. They can't tell you any of these things because they're dumb. They're sottish, right? Let's get Proverbs 21 and 16. So it says, I got that completely backwards. That dyslexia kicking in. All right, Proverbs 21 and 16, it says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And really we had that originally up by, Jeremiah 25 and 4, in the list that we were going down, talking about the prophets. But I wanted to close out on that. All right, I wanted to close down on that so I could throw Jude 1 and 5 in there as well. All right, to be Jude 1 and 5 being the closing point. All right, and then a lot of these jakes that wander, we said it before, we said it earlier, they scroll right past the videos, they drive or walk right past the camps. All right, they don't want to hear anything. All right, they don't want to listen. All right, they wander out of the way of the understanding. Right? Let's get it. What happens if you do that? Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So if someone's trying to tell you this truth and you wander out of your way, or you've scrolled by a video and you wander out of the way, I don't like the way they're talking, or you're going by a camp and it's they called me the N-word, brother, and they said I was being wicked because I was smoking a cigarette at the camp. See, you wandered out of the way because you got hurt. Your feelings got hurt. All right, they rebuked you. You got hurt. All right, and there's more scripture we could grab on people that hate rebuke. You wandered out of the way of understanding. All right, so what are you going to do? You're going to remain in the congregation of the dead. As the scripture says, Proverbs 21:16, once again, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. What's it say in the Good News Translation? It says, death is waiting for anyone who wanders away from good sense. It says, the person who, that's the Good News Translation. The New Living Translation says, the person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. What's the English Standard Version says? It says, one who wanders from the way of good sense will rest in the assembly of the dead. There you go. I personally prefer the King James Version, all right, and the Good News Translation, because it says, like it says, death is waiting for anyone who wanders away from good sense. Death is waiting for anyone who wanders away from good sense. In the King James Version, the man who wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Let's go and get Jude 1 and 5, and we're going to go ahead and close out. All right? Jude 1 and verse 5. It says, we're going to get saved just because we're Israelites, though, right? Nope. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. You don't believe the RFID is the mark of the beast. You don't believe that the Lord's going to come back. You don't believe that the Lord's name is the Lord, the Father and the Son's name is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, you don't believe that you can't be smoking. You don't believe that you can't be using drugs. You don't believe that you as a woman have to be in servitude to your husband and be under him. You don't believe this. You don't believe that. Guess what? You're going to be destroyed, man. All right, this isn't a pick and choose ministry where you can say, I believe that, but I like knowing I'm an Israelite, but I don't like knowing that I can't smoke weed. All right, I like knowing that I'm an Israelite, but I don't like knowing that I can't take Xanax all the time and get lit. All right, no. So like it says, though you want new, no, we'll read it from the top. Jude 1 and 5. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Just because you're an Israelite doesn't mean you get a free pass. All right, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame the state you Jakes are in, man. You're in a very low state because some of these mites know, all right, what the mark is. So, and when you don't, Jake, why is that? All right. Why is that? Some of these Edomites know what the mark is. Why don't you, Jake? Because you're not listening. You're not paying attention to prophecy. You're not even so much as watching videos like Redacted. All right, you're not even watching videos like that. And I don't really watch Redacted all the time, you know, but sometimes it'll pop up, or if the apostles mention it, I might go check it out, or certain things like that. Or, you know, these videos, these shorts, if you're subscribed to Brothers, which you're not, because again, you don't want none of the truth, sometimes you'll see videos pop up talking about the RFID. All right, sometimes you'll see videos talking about CBDC, and not all the time. It's not even from a brother sometimes. Sometimes it'll be, you know, one of those conspiracy theorist groups, as they call them, you know, those, and they're Edomites. Talking about, yeah, the CBDC, you know, implementing, you know, they're going to implement a federal dollar, all right, a central bank digital currency, all right, they're going to, you know, the global reset. The Edomites are talking about this. And you, Jake, you're busy watching, you know, fucking whatever. I don't even know what you're fucking watching, honestly, all right? So, you know, and we watch videos too, all right, but you know, you don't get us wrong. You just sit there all day. No, I watch Let's Plays. Sometimes, you know, people playing video games. I watch like some nerdy shit sometimes. All right, some stuff about, you know, like medieval stuff. All right, I play games. All right, we do these things. You act like we're not like human or something like that. You act like we're not, you know, we're not even people. All right, and we just watch lessons from the time we wake up to go to bed. If you can do that, hey, that's great. That's a beautiful state to be in, right? But we're in the flesh. It's not. That's not. You know, you're not going to be able to pull that off. All right, and if you can, hey, that's great. That's great for you. That's awesome. All right, but we do watch TV. We watch movies. But the thing is, Jake, that's all you do. You don't ever watch anything intelligent. You just watch brain rot. All right, you don't ever watch any of these lessons. You don't ever click on a brother's page and go, you know. And I was showing you on my computer. I don't even know what I was doing. But yeah, when I was saying these shorts. All right, it was up on my page because I have YouTube up on my page. All right, I can pull it up on here. I can do it right here. I'll show you. So I was zoned out. You know, all these, you go through shorts like here. All right, some of these videos aren't even from, what is this? Okay, I'm gonna have to maybe watch that later. Sometimes you can find lessons about stuff. So, you know, and you don't ever scroll down and check things out. All right, you don't ever check things out. You know, you watch videos like this guy. All right, hooey ha ha. I think that guy's shot dead now. All right, shot dead. Okay, you watch videos like that, like this.
Get off the house! Shoot the man. Shoot the dog too.
Okay.
Bro, I'm hungry, bro. I can't wait to eat this.
Don't be eating that shit around me, bro.
What you mean, bro?
No blizzards around me, bro.
I'm hungry. It's a hot
Bro,
dog.
eat something else, bro. I don't care. Don't be eating none of them hot dogs around me, bro.
Alright, bro. Good thing I got this.
Bro, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
Man, bro, I'm
You
hungry.
starving today. You starving today, bro.
Oh my god. Hey, bro, you mind if I play a song, bro?
Watch out, bro. Don't be ever be reaching right there, dog.
Bro, I just want the phone.
I don't care, bro. I don't care. Don't be
This is the
doing that
videos
shit
you watch,
right
Jake.
here.
Thank you, bro. I got you, bro.
Man, what the hell is you doing, bro?
What you mean what I'm
I can
doing?
open my own damn door, bro. I'm a grown-ass man, bro. I ain't your female.
I'm just looking out for you, bro.
Yeah,
Trying
look
to
out for
open it.
yourself, bro. Goddamn, bro.
Oh, you tripping, bro.
What you doing, bro?
What you mean what I'm doing? I'm closing the fridge.
That's not how you supposed to close it, bro. You close it like this, bro. Like a man.
I was just
You know what I'm
hitting
saying,
it with my hip, like
Don't be
that.
doing that, bro. I don't see no point of doing that, bro.
Alright.
Just close it like a real man, alright?
Alright, my bad.
Yeah.
Fridge detector, my bad. Hey, bro, you heard about Lil Yachty? He be like painting his nails and shit.
Oh, hell no, bro. I'm finna block his ass, bro.
Blocking him for all that?
Yes, bro.
Well, that would make sense. But that's the videos you watch. I remember he popped up on a short, and I watched some one time and found out he got shot dead. But gang violence. Gang violence. That's the videos you, Jake, watch. No, that's the ones you like. So, hey, man. That's what y'all be into. All right? You don't ever watch no truth videos. You don't ever watch anything from GMS. All right? None of that. You don't want none of that. All right? So, and that's why some of these mites know and you don't, Jake. All right, that's why you don't, because the Edomites be watching the news. All right, Edomites be watching the news. All right, they gotta keep up with how the stocks are doing today and all that stuff. All right, Jake, you're out there, smoking weed and doing all that stuff, and that's why some of these mites know what the mark is and you don't, Jake. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.